Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we go to the next topic in Python, that is for loops. So for loops are quite different from while loops. I made video explaining about loops and while loops, so I suggest you see that video first. So if you haven't, see that video first. So let's get into for loops. So for loop. Now, for loops are quite different from while loops. So let's first create a list. So let's name the list list1 and put box brackets. You want to make a few strings, so make the first string equal to like, share, and subscribe. And now we create a list. So I made a video talking about what is list and how you create them. So a list is basically a bunch of strings together, and we have three strings here: like, share, and subscribe. So now how do you print this list out? So to print this list out, you can just type print and list1, the name of this variable. So we'll print all of this. But now if we run this, run Python terminal, it's loading up, and yeah, so it's printed like, share, and subscribe in the terminal. So now we can see it's printed like, share, subscribe, but it is enclosed in brackets. And what if you want to print them out as one by one? So you want to print them out only as one word. So to do that, you use indexes. I've also made a video explaining what are indexes. So indexes are used to print a single word in this. So what we do is type list1, name of the variable, and then make box brackets again. And in those box brackets, we type 0 for the first word, 1 for the second, and 2 for the third. So let's just write print again and list1 and in box brackets 1. So now this will print the first and second, and then print list1 in box brackets 2. So now this will print like, share, and subscribe individually. So let's type running this, run Python terminal, and we get like, share, and subscribe individually printed out. But now this is quite hectic to type each of them again and again. So what we can do is we can use the for loop for that. So this is where the for loops comes in. So type for I, or you can put anything in here. So you can put I, or you can type string, or you can put for word, or anything. So we just stick to word, for word in list1. Now I explain this once we're done with it, and then print word. So now what we're doing here is we're creating a loop called the for loop, and in that loop we're going to print all of these, so like, share, and subscribe, by using the for word in list. So word is a variable and it's equal to this like, share, and subscribe, all the three. So in its first run it'll be equal to like, in the second run it'll be equal to share, and in the third run it'll be equal to subscribe. and now that actually depends on the variable you put here. So I put the variable list1, so that means in the first run it'll be equal to like, share and subscribe, and then the second, third runs. So it depends on the variable you put here. So the syntax is for, and then anything, you can put anything here. The only thing is that this and this should match. So this is the variable and this is going to be equal to all of these three. And now to use that up, you can just use print word, or you can use word is equal to something else, or you can do everything, but the name of the variable is word, and then in, and then the name of the variable you want to split. So we have for word in list and print word. Now we remove this print list one, and now let's run this too. So run Python file terminal, and we get like, share and subscribe, which is 3 lines of code. So this makes life easier, and especially when the list is way longer. So now we have only 3 words in this list, but sometimes we could have lists way longer. We could have 5 to 10 to 20, lots of words in a list, and those times it's going to be really hard to print each one of them. So we can use the for command for that. Now the for command loops as many times as there is words in the list. So now let's write one more for command, and now in this for command we'll use the in range function. So this is a class range, and it's actually something very popular, and what range does is it'll print everything from the first digit to the second digit. And now if we print this out, so range 0 to 10, and now instead of printing from 0 to 10, what it's going to do is going to print 0 to 9. So it starts from 0 but ends just before it reaches the this number. So now to print this out, we'll just type print 0 range 0 to 10, and we'll run the Python file terminal. And now it's printed range 0 to 10. And now what we get in the terminal is range 0 to 10. So now this is of course not what you expected. You probably expected the number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. But the problem is Python is a bit lazy. So instead of printing all the ranges from 0 to 10, it just prints range 0, 10. So it's lazy to print all of them. So what we do to remove that laziness is we used the list function. So instead of directly printing range 0 to 10, we'll first put the range of 0 to 10 into a list, and then we print that list out. So now we can create a list if you want, but we'll just directly print this out. So we'll type list, L-I-S-T, and in brackets range 0 to 10. So now this is how it's going to look. So I'll just zoom in, and it's going to look like this. So list range 0 to 10. So I just enclosed, put list in front of them and put more brackets. What you could do is also you could create one more variable and write list range 0 to 10, but we're going to take the easier method of directly using it. If you're using this method, just instead of printing range 0 to 10 here, you'll have to put a here, but we'll just stick to this. So let's run this Python file. So left click and run Python file terminal, and now we get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So I printed from 0 to 9, and this is all about for. So for can be really useful in cases where you don't want to print all of these numbers, so you can use the inRange function. And now you can see the problem is for comes again here. So you can see here it's printed as a list. So again we can use the for function to print it out as single numbers. So now you can actually assign this range 0 to 10 to a variable and then use the for command, but we'll actually just directly do it. So Python can directly do it, and that's way easier, so we do that. So we write for number. As told before, you can put anything here, it doesn't really matter. For number in range 0, 10. So now for number, so we're directly taking range 0, 10 and we're assigning each of those variables to number. So the first one is going to be 0, so in the first loop will be equal to 0, second loop will be equal to 1, third loop will be equal to 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so go on until it reaches 10. So now we'll print number out. So it has to be the same as this. And now we will just print this up, run the Python file in terminal, and we get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 perfectly as single numbers and not as a list. So this is all the functionality of the for function. So we'll make one more tutorial in which we use the for function for more uses. So this is all for basics of for function. So I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and bye.